Hello and welcome back to another home training session. My name is Rhys and I am the technical leader of Norwest. I will be leading you through a home training session today all about passing and receiving using just a ball and a wall. Now that is really all you need to do this session, a ball and a wall of some kind. I would recommend doing this in running shoes as a lot of the activities will be tough on the ankles and feet if you are just using your bare feet or socks. And I also recommend that you have a water bottle nearby so that you do not get too terribly tired in this session. And I'm going to recommend that you also make sure you ask your parents what kind of wall you should be using for this session. Don't want any dents in the wall. Don't want anything to break. Maybe there's something outside if it's nice. And if you don't have a proper wall, you just need something that is strong enough that it will allow you to have a rebound. Something that is strong enough that it will rebound back to you, but also something that will not break. Of course, if you do not have a wall to use, you can also use a partner such as a sibling or parent. That is completely okay. Some of these activities will be better with a wall because you have to constantly adjust your body position more if you're using a wall rather than a partner. But that is up to you and your parents, of course, if there is no good wall for you to use at your home. If you want to know what I'm using as well, I am using what's called a Quick Stir Soccer Trainer from Skills. They make some high quality nets if you are interested in checking out them. But I know no one else has this. I promise you that a wall will be just about as good for this session as what I am using. And just a reminder as well that I'm going to give players some challenges in this video. There is going to be a skills challenge and a fitness challenge in this video. I will be picking some winners based on who completes those challenges the best, so make sure you send me in your videos once you have completed those challenges. And the final note that I will give about this session, the view will be entirely of my legs and my shoes to give you the closest possible look of the proper techniques and the proper ways to execute these exercises against the wall. If that makes you uncomfortable, I do apologize, but I felt like that was going to be the best way to get the most out of this video so that you could see up close what every touch looks like for me during these activities. So without further ado, let's kick it off to our first set of exercises here. So you're going to start about 6 feet, 6 steps away, and you're going to just work on passing the ball with your right foot on a one touch back and forth with your wall there. Just caress that ball, not too hard, not too soft. You're not blasting at the net. You'll see some differences here of when I do it too hard versus when I maybe do it too soft, and what allows me to have the most success here in getting it back and forth, back and forth. Now, I understand that a wall might not be as easy as the thing that I am using here, but a really key tip for success is to try and get it in the middle of your wall based on where you are as well. It's relative to where you are to get it back to your body position each time. Have your hips angled where you want to go every single time. Follow through is right where you want to go if your hips are angled in that direction as well. Now, if you are unable to do it on a one touch, that is completely fine and take a two touch. We are going to do a two touch later, but it is completely okay to do that two touch right here. Once you feel like you've gotten the hang of the right foot, you're going to practice now on the left foot, just back and forth with that wall, one touch passing, using the inside of the foot, no toe passes here like I just did a couple of seconds ago. Just constantly adjusting your body position based on where the ball is ending up, and you pass back and forth with your wall. Now, if I do it too powerful, I'm making it more difficult for myself. If I do it with the outside of my foot, it's not as good as a pass. I'm working on that inside of the foot as much as I can. If I need to adjust my body position in the moment to take it with that inside of my foot, that is what I'll do. I will quickly adjust my hips so that I can do that. You'll notice as well I have a little bit of a step backwards or a readjustment of my right foot after each pass. That allows me to read where the ball is going to go and then make the best course of action with my left foot. So now we're going to take it from right foot to left foot and left foot to right foot. You have one touch across your body, then find your wall, then take it back with that other foot that you just ended up passing with on the last one across your body and back to the other foot. So here we go, left foot to right foot to left foot, right foot to left foot to right foot, right foot to left foot to right foot. That is what we're looking for. It's really important, again, where you hit the wall to have the most success. You want to hit it in around the middle based on where your body position is, not just where the middle of the wall is. For example, I'm using a net, so I know where the middle is. For you, it's a little bit different, so you need to make sure you're hitting it in the middle. Once you have the hang of that, you need to do 10 perfect ones back across. This is a difficult one to execute. I think it took me a couple of tries for myself to get 10 perfect ones. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be perfect ones. Just try and get 10 in a row. I say perfect ones, but it doesn't have to be absolutely every step of the way perfect. As you can see here, none of these are really all that perfect. That one was a disaster, for example. But I'm trying my best to get as much control on the touch as I can, just caressing it into that other foot. It's not a hard touch into that foot. It's a nice soft one. Once we have our 10 perfect ones, we're going to move on to just the right foot touching out of our body into space and then pass back. This adjustment of the feet is even more important now because we are taking it out of our feet into space, away from our body a bit more, which means if we want to readjust and take it back into space on the rebound, we need to adjust our body position backwards. It's a lot harder for me to do that if I step forward to the ball rather than that backward step. The other thing that backward step does is it allows you to have more space for yourself to take it forward. Picture that wall as a defender now. As it comes back to you, you're creating more space to take it away from them, rather than if you were close to that defender and you take it, touch out of your feet into space. Now you are not able to have as much space to do it. Once you get the hang of it, of course, you are looking for 10 perfect ones on your right foot, taking the ball out of your feet into space. So I'm just going to give you a couple of tips here as well. You want to take small touches, not too hard, but it does need to be out of your feet. If it's too close to your foot, you're making it more difficult because you need another touch now to take it into space if it's too close to your feet. So you have a nice touch out of your feet into space, but not too hard. Just caress it still, cushion control. Don't let it be a too hard of a touch. Some of these are really good. Some of these aren't, though. Not every one is going to be perfect, not even for me. And I'm just demonstrating now that there is hardly ever a time in a practice or a game where you want to absolutely blast it at your teammate with that pass. So you're really focusing on your weight of pass here. Not too hard, not too soft. If it's too soft, it's not going to go back to you like you want it to. Just like that one there. You want it to be the right weight. So really focus on how hard you're passing versus how soft. And if you want to have an opportunity to gauge that level, try doing a pass as hard as you possibly can without breaking that wall of yours, and try doing a pass as soft as you possibly can, and then work on getting it somewhere in the middle based on what you did, the power you had, the strength that you had behind that really powerful one, and the lack of strength that you had on that really soft one. Get a happy medium until you get it right. You'll see I am really blasting it now because I'm trying to make my legs work a little bit more, but you don't want to do that necessarily. You want to have it the right weight here. So I'm just showing you now with a different angle here. I'm showing you the positioning of my hips, which need to be toward the side a bit as it comes. I'm opening up my hips a little bit more to take it to the side of my foot. I could also not open my hips quite as much, and I could just take it a little bit forward. The reason why I'm doing this a bit more is because there's a lot of advantages to taking the touch to the side of you in a diagonal forward direction rather than a sideways direction. Let's say a defender is running at you at top speed. They expect you to take that touch forward. So if you actually take it a little bit more to the side, they have to react in a very awkward way for them by suddenly readjusting their body position, which they can't do as fast as you can because you know what you're going to do when you take that touch to the side of you. They don't know. So just keep those tips in mind as you do that. Small touches, adjust those hips, out of the feet into space, not too hard, not too soft, and the weight of pass needs to be under control. So once I do that, I'm getting 10 perfect ones here on my right foot. Once I get 10 on my right foot, I'm looking for 10 on my left foot. And you'll just see again, my technique on my left foot isn't as good. I will get better at it, hopefully, with more repetition, which is hopefully going to be the case for you as well. But you'll see here, I have a little bit of a hook here as I'm almost like hooking that left foot before I touch it. You don't want to have that much like swing before you touch the ball. It's a little bit more awkward to have that under control. I think my right foot sometimes is also too close to my left foot by the time I'm passing. So you do want to make sure that you have that distance, because as you can see, I'm not able to properly wrap it around to the middle of the net. I'm only able to pass it to the side of the net, and that's basically because of my body positioning of both my feet and my hips. So there's going to be a couple of good ones here, hopefully, where I'm able to adjust my hips in the correct manner to pass exactly where I want. And that is really, really important here, to get that distance between the feet as you pass here. Now, once you do 10 in a row, it's time to move on to our first skills challenge. So our skills challenge involves us doing a little bit of a through the legs here. You can see me practicing a couple of times before I get into the actual challenge itself. I'm just giving a pass, and then my touch, rather than across my body in front of my feet, it's going behind my feet. I'm having a little bit of a hop with that other leg to easily take it around. That allows me to create that distance. We talked about the same thing in the 4-color session if you haven't checked that out. But that allows me to readjust my hips in time to take it through my legs and then pass. So you're looking to do 10 on the right foot and then 10 on the left foot. Once you do that, you can celebrate. Show me your best celebration to show me that you've completed the challenge as well. You'll see it on my left foot now here. 10 on the left foot. Not an easy challenge, but I think you can do it with more practice and more repetition. It's hard to get 10 in a row. You'll see me mess up here. So I understand that this is not easy for you, but I'm going to give you a tip right here. And you'll see some of the ones that I'm messing up on. My touch is almost like behind me, is almost like a backwards touch once I get it through the legs, rather than sideways or forwards. And the best ones here are ones that are actually more forwards, because then I'm easily able to take it into my stride. Whereas if it's more backwards, I have to readjust my body and do like a super duper hop here, as you just saw on that one, for example. Once you do 10 in a row, though, you can celebrate. Show me that you've completed that challenge. So now we're going to move on to a different skill. So this is a bit of a tricky one. You're going to take it after you pass the ball. You're going to take it with that same foot, pull it back, then pass with the other foot. Take a touch out of your feet, pull back, same foot, left foot, pull back, right foot touch, right foot pull back, left foot touch, left foot pull back, right foot pass. So really watch here to get the rhythm down of exactly what I'm doing. Once you get the hang of it, a really important step here is that you need to have the hips angled where you want to pass. You're passing almost like when you're off balance. So I'm just waiting a split second longer before I make that pass, so that I can adjust my hips to get it back in the center of the wall where I want it to be. It's really important that you do that. Passing, shooting, it's all about the angle of the hips, much more than people actually realize. So if my hips are not adjusted properly, and you'll see it on some of these, I will have a worse pass. So I'm kind of just wrapping my foot around it as well to get my hips where I want it to go. And if I take my pullback into space on some of these, you'll see that I'm doing that. If I take my pullback into space, I can have better success at actually getting my hips adjusted in time. If it's behind me, my hips are going to be an absolute mess to be adjusted in time. Once you have the hang of that, you need 10 in a row. That is what we are looking for. It doesn't have to be perfect. 10 in a row, as much as you can. Try your best here. It's not an easy one, but I have full faith that you can do it. I know you're a superstar, so show me it right here. 10 in a row. Don't worry if you mess up one or two a little bit. Just focus on getting all of the steps down, bending those knees as you pull it back a little bit more, not being too tall as you do it. And I don't mean tall in terms of your height. I mean how tall your stance is when you do that turn. Once you do 10 here, we're going to work on passing and receiving on the half turn. So what I'm doing here is I go to the player, my feet are square on, I'm facing the player, but as it comes back to me, I'm adjusting my hips have a little bit of a step there with my left foot to adjust my hips and receive it 180 degrees away from the player. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be able to take it in either direction. If I receive square on, I'm not able to take it in both directions. I would have to only go back the way I received from. And if I wanted to go forward, I would have to take another touch. But if I receive on the half turn, I can take it there in one motion. So the move I'm doing here to get it back where I want to go on a turn, it can be absolutely anything you want. The one that I'm doing is a bit of a mix between a rollover and a pullback. The reason I'm doing that is because of the body position of my hips. I could do a pullback here, but I wouldn't be able to get the next pass exactly where I wanted it to go. And my touch would have to be a little bit more to the front of myself rather than to the side, which I'm doing a lot of here, to take it back in a quicker motion than taking it forward and then taking it back. One more reason why I'm taking it to the side here rather than, and it's still forward, it's a diagonal forward though, not a vertical forward touch that I'm doing. The reason why I'm doing that diagonal forward touch out of my feet into space is because I want to go back that way that I came. So I'm already thinking about where I want my hips to be when I do go back, and that's allowing me to do it faster. So I'm going to show you now a little bit of an extra tip here. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's something else that you can do to have success here. And you'll notice that I'm getting better and better on that right foot as I do it. That repetition's really helping me out here. But something else that you can do is a little bit of a fake out on that player. So just dropping the shoulder as he comes back to you to then take it with that other foot. That is going to really fake out the defender. They think, oh, where is he going to go? Is he going to go forward? Because my leg is going forward. I'm having forward momentum here. So that defender in front of me thinks that that is where I want to go, but it isn't actually where I want to go. So I'll do the same thing here on my left to show you a few examples of what it looks like. A little bit of a shoulder fake, constantly readjusting the hips. We're looking for 5 on the right side now and 5 on the left side. And I'm just showing you some different turns that you can do and why I was doing the mix between a rollover and a pullback before to take it back. You will see on the ones that I don't do that, it's a little bit slower than on the ones that I do that. But there is different types of turns that you can do here. Feel free to be creative and inventive here with what kind of turn you want to do. I'm showing you some different variety here. Make sure you're doing it 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Then you can celebrate. And if you want to celebrate like me, apparently I'm playing golf now. So now we're going to move on to our fitness challenge. I bet you're excited for this one. So what we're going to do is 5 on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hop over the ball 5 times. Then we're going to do 5 on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hop over the ball 5 times again. We're going to move on to right foot to left foot. It can be on a 1 touch or it can be on a 2 touch. If you want to beat my time, I do recommend you try doing it on a 1 touch because you'll do it faster. But if you want to really focus on the level of control that you have, you can do a 2 touch like I am doing in this demonstration here. So the trick is just alternating feet. Here, right foot to left foot to right foot. Once you do that, you're going to hop over the ball 5 times. It's now a bit of a forward to backward hop rather than a side to side hop. Finally, right foot to the left foot. You need a touch in here now, not just right foot to left foot to right foot, but an actual touch before the pass across your body to that other foot. It's really important that your passes are controlled here. If they're too hard, you won't be able to adjust your feet in time to take it across your body properly. As you can see on some of these that I'm messing up here. Some of them are good, but my touch isn't out of my feet into space enough on my left foot on some of them. Once you do 5 of those, make sure your ball is centered, control it. You don't want to slip on it, and do 5 hops over the ball back and forth. So you need to beat my time. I will be posting it on the screen as you can see as you watch it, and you have to beat mine. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So we do 5 on the right side. Control that ball so that you don't trip on it. 5 hops over the ball. Then we're doing it on the left side. Make sure you get 5 in a row. hop, 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 hop 5 times. Then it's on the left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Adjusting your body position to take it with the proper foot that you want. If it's too close to that left foot, you need to quickly adjust your body position to get it on that right foot if that's the foot that you want to use. Once you do that 5 times over, then we're doing touch to the other foot and then the pass. Touch to the other foot, then the pass, alternating feet each time so that you're doing a different touch to a different foot. Once you do it 5 times, you're then looking for 5 times hopping over the ball, back to forth, and a big celebration to end off. Oh my goodness, and I am so tired that I have apparently died. So that is it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. You did a great job. Thanks for watching. I look very much forward to seeing your videos of you completing the skills challenge and the fitness challenge at the end there. Let me know what you're enjoying the most out of these sessions, and I hope to see you for the next one. Great job, and goodbye.